Hey YouTube, KC Classic 7 here, back with another video, breaking down the Flexbone passing game. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. You see, I was in a close game with Colorado State. 2 turnovers, which were 2 interceptions. A lot of people are under the impression that the Flexbone offense has to be predominantly a run offense, and the pass sits in the back burner. But I feel to have an effective Flexbone, you have to have your pass and run balance be very close. At most, I would say 60-40 to the run. But of course, if your run game is on point and your opponent can't stop you, then don't stop running the ball. But me personally, I like to incorporate the pass in my Flexbone offense as well. As you see, I feel I was pretty efficient. 22 attempts, 15 completions, 219 passing yards. And just want to overall go over some of my passing highlights and what I like to do when throwing in the Flexbone. A couple things to note about the Flexbone in general. The number one thing is you definitely want the little things to matter. Like, the little things definitely matter, especially in the Flexbone. Like kick returns, you definitely want to get as many yards on your kick returns, punt returns, creating turnovers, not getting in third down and long situations, because the Flexbone offense is not built for games that are going to be high scoring, games where you're going to be down multiple touchdowns. You want to keep this game as close as possible and keep the ball as much as possible. This is also going to be an offense where more than any other of the offenses, where fourth down in short situations, you will want to end up going for it more than punting the ball if it is, of course, not in range for your kicker to make the field goal. If you're in that gray area, it'll be you will want to go for it more than you punt the ball. Like, probably in this situation, if this was a fourth and short situation, this will be a situation where I'd want to go for it, because I'm in that gray area where it's going to be a pretty long field goal. Still makeable, but too long probably for a college kicker to make this field goal. That's going to be an average college kicker. Of course, your extraordinary college kickers are going to make it, but not your average. But kind of rambling on. So let's start breaking down these concepts from this Flexbone passing game. Of course, number one concept that I like, flat seam go. That's a concept that you're going to see very often when talking about Flexbone passing. Run through the play at speed. So this situation, I end up running with the quarterback. But like I said, this is still going to be a concept that you're going to see very often. Here they run a cover 2 defense. Probably could have threaded the needle to this guy right here, but didn't want my quarterback to make a pass that he might had either overshot, undershot, or where my receiver could have dropped the ball. But my inside guy, he probably would have had the best chance of making this catch, but I didn't want to force it in there. Possibly have that linebacker pick the pass off, even though he's not in the best position to pick the pass off. And of course, my backside guy, usually don't look at him. I usually just like to look at my 3 receiver side, and if my number 1, number 2 isn't open, I'm taking off. I have enough speed, mobility with this guy to where he could take off and pick up those yards, and that's exactly what he did. Later and I ended up only getting 3 from that, but that was cool. That was fine. Later in the drive, same exact concept. See the same exact cover 2, that flat seam, but instead of having him run a streak, I have him run a stop, and he's able to catch that stop. The guy you're going to be working in this concept is going to be this inside slot man right here. You see him ride with the inside slot receiver, and he's not able to get back in time. Even though it's very, very close pass, this pass I was probably a little bit late on, to be honest, but this is exactly what you want in terms of concept passing in the Flexbone. So you'll see a lot of screens, a lot of routes like this. That's going to be these 3-man routes. Not going to see often where you're going to have spectacular players in the quarterback and receiver positions, because it's predominantly a run offense. This is just in general for Flexbone 101. This is going to be your most important guy. If you can't establish the dive, it's going to be very hard to be successful in the Flexbone. So this is going to be your most important, the best player, if you will, in your offense. Typically, I like my fullback to be decent in the speed department, but a guy who's going to always fall forward. And luckily this year, they have that. In the past, a person like Johnny Dwyer played there, was also another excellent candidate to be in that spot. We'll go later in the game, third quarter. Where is the play at? This one. This is going to be 60 go again. I'll do videos on the 60 series a little bit later. It's kind of difficult to do it just trying to explain how passing goes in the Flexbone offense. Earlier, like I said, screens, play actions, all that stuff is going to get open. The main thing is you want to make these passes and catches easy for your quarterback and receiver. You don't want them to make any extraordinary plays. That's not what the Flexbone is about. So same thing, flat, seam, go. This time we're having, the cornerback? This time we're having the cornerback make the decision. Either he's going to sink back, but once again, it's a cover 2. So he jams the guy to the inside. He does start to sink back, but as soon as I see him point, this is how I know that he's not going to continue to ride this receiver, because he points him off to the safety. I'm able to hit this inside receiver right here, and he's off to the races. This is Flexbone passing. Essentially, this is exactly what you want. This is the perfect play. This is how you get your big plays outside of your play actions and option passes and stuff like that. But those are very hard to develop, and it takes a lot of time to get that stuff down. So out quick, able to get that block right there, and big play down the field. I'm going to show 2 more plays and be out of here, because this video is running a little bit long. This is going to be 60 choice. This read is going to be a little bit different. You're going to have outside guy going streak, this guy doing the same stop, seam, or post. You can have this guy doing it in this time, and your backside guy has a choice to go streak, in, out, seam, slant. He has a whole bunch of options on the backside. Like I said, I always like to read my 3 receiver side. This situation, I'm reading the in, but the in was covered heavily. So This situation, you definitely are going to want to hit this guy. You have a cornerback in a situation where he's covering two guys, and you have to. I should have made this read right here. This ball should be out and delivered to this guy. Instead, I hold it for a couple seconds too long, giving him the opportunity to cover both of these receivers and get over in time for the interception. This is one of the interceptions I threw in the game. Bad pass. Got to make that read a lot faster. And last play, it says 21-yard rush, but it's actually a screen. This, like I said earlier, these are the plays where you're going to get down the field. You have to trust your guys on the outside, your playmakers, to do what they do, make plays. So, able to get a good block by my receiver. Then I just got a one-on-one with this guy, which he doesn't break down, over pursues, and I'm able to cut up field on him and get to the outside, picking up a good game. So, just a little review on Flexbone offense passing. Definitely work in that play action. You'll see a lot of guys just wide open downfield. Number 2, make sure all the passes you make are going to be easy passes for your quarterback, because he's not a top flight quarterback. It's not his job to really, thread the needle downfield and complete a whole bunch of amazing passes. Number 3, always stay in manageable situations. You do not want to be in these third and long situations, because that's not what the Flexbone does. That's not ultimately what you want from your Flexbone. Of course, get the ball to your playmakers. Screens is the best way to do it. Wide receiver, halfback screens. You want to get the ball to your playmakers. Have those big bodies out in front, creating blocks. And 4, just overall go through your concept passing, which is going to be in every playbook. Levels, smash is another good one. You're not going to see too much mesh, but I would say smash, levels, and your 60 series, which is going to be predominantly in your run and shoot. And also your flat seam go or stop combos, like you've seen with the first couple plays. That's what you want to see. Just overall, know your 3 receiver passing concepts. Floods, which is going to be an out, flat, go. All this stuff I will show later, because these are all passing concepts that are seen in every playbook. But those are also the passing concepts that are predominant in this playbook and are vital to this playbook, because this isn't a passing playbook. Video ran very long. Just wanted to get this out there for one of my guys on my friends list. This video probably should have been made months ago, so that's why I decided to make it now. I'm going to have some more content very soon, hopefully. KC Classic 7 signing out.